Wonderful people, viewers and subscribers. In case you came across this headline, the Zoo Republic of Nigeria have set out the referendum, what will I call it? Documents for the Biafrans to sign and go their separate ways. In case you came across this headline, please don't be offended. I just want to draw your attention very close so that you can watch this, or rather you can listen to this almighty article. I know say most of us na angry birds. More time now they begin to get angry. Let me just make it very, very clear in advance before you watch the message finish. Don't get angry because there's a lot for you to learn on this article. That was why I need to draw your attention with that headline. So please, I know that December is around the corner and the expenses even more go phone receive call on them mother maka unnecessary billings. So you make everybody come they get angry. And when you remember that January is coming, voila, you go, in fact, your anger go increase. But don't get angry about the headline of this message. Please, I say this on time so that you will not get offended when you see the content of the message. But let me just read the part of the message before I say another thing I want to say. Who is afraid of referendum? ? Nigeria's constitution is a death sentence for Igbo. Indivisible clause is a fraud. Ohaneze Youth Council, Ohaneze Youth Council president, that their youth president, Igbo Ayaka, now bring out this article. So I want us to just calm down so that we are going to analyze this message one after the other as we proceed. I might decide to pause to also air my own view while reading the article. So that is what makes the message very more interesting. Because when you hear from what I read and also the one I added, it will make you to show more interest in sharing the message so that everybody got to listen to it again. Let's see what happens. The national president of Ohaneze Youth Council, OYC, Comrade Ibuayaka, has described the indivisible and the indissoluble clause in Nigeria's 1999 constitution as a constitutional fraud, calling for its urgent review to allow for the self-determination of Nigerian peoples. In a statement released on Tuesday, Ibuayaka criticized the 1999 constitution, which he said was hurriedly drafted by military juntas and political elites to serve the interests of select ethnic groups while marginalizing the Igbo and other communities. The Nigerian Constitution is not a democratic document, but verily fraudulent. It lacks principles of democracy. Therefore, Nigeria is not even a democratic country. Which defines a country's democracy is the Constitution. The Nigerian Constitution lacks democratic standards in its entirety, Ibuayaka said. Ibuayaka described the constitution as a promotion of military decree into constitution that was not written by the people's choice. He said the Article 2 of the 1999 Constitution, Federal Republic of Nigeria, has written by military juntas in conspiracy with her foreign allies like Britain, was done while ill intention to victimize Igbo on self-determination quest, as stated. Nigeria is one indivisible and indissoluble sovereign state to be known by the name of the Fulani Republic of Nigeria. The clause indivisible and indissoluble is a death penalty for Nigerians, but it is significantly signified a planned slavery against Igbo and other ethnic groups like Middle Belt, Hausa that are facing ethnic cleansing in the northern Nigeria, he said. He argued that the clause undermines Nigeria's obligations under international law, particularly the United Nations Charter and the International Convention on Civil Rights and Political Rights, which protect the rights to self-determination. According to Ibuayaka, The current constitutional framework deprives Nigerian communities of the legal right to decide their own destiny effectively, denying them both internal and external self-determination. The Ohanese Youth Council president also attributed the origins of the clouds to a combination of colonial influence and domestic political interest. He claimed that the Britain, in collaboration with the Fulani political elite and certain Yoruba actors, inserted the clouds to protect economic interests tied to the oil-rich part of eastern Nigeria. Igboayaka further asserted that the clouds has contributed to persistent ethnic tension, marginalization, and violent conflicts across the country, including attacks in Middle Belt and the northern part of Nigeria. He argued that the removing of or amending Section 2 of the Constitution through a referendum or sovereign national conference will provide a legal pathway for self-determination and help prevent further ethnic and political crises. He also challenged critics of self-determination, asking who is afraid of a referendum or plebiscite in Nigeria. Hey, only British agents, political oppressors, and profiteers. They are the one that is afraid of this referendum because it is going to spoil business for them. The Ohanese Youth Council leader statement reflects growing calls among some Igbo leaders and youth groups for a review of Nigeria's federal structure and the empowerment of the communities to decide their political and economic future. Igboayaka concluded by emphasizing that the people's right to self-determination is supreme and must be respected to ensure justice, equity, and the preservation of lives and property in the contraption called Nigeria. This is the message, and I want you to have a deeper think and deep reflection about this message. Exactly what this guy is saying is what other people, even sons, have already cried. Michael Zekome, the mighty Michael Zekome, have cried and said that 1999 constitution is a fraud, and it is a crime against humanity. Femi Falana, SAN, have cried out and said that 1999 constitution is a trap and also a crime against humanity. I'll be right back. Just give me some few minutes. Okay, moving forward, just like as I was saying before something came up, even the Western countries who are not in alliance with the corrupt government of Nigeria have cried on so many occasions and said that the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria need to be amended or even scrapped entirely. You that is watching me, my brother, my sister, my uncle, my aunts, my followers, what do you think about this matter? Because this is the part of the thing that they are using to hold us down whenever we talk about secession from Nigeria. I want to hear your own thoughts. I want to hear what your mind is keep telling you over this matter, because we can't fold our arms, or rather we cannot be inside a river while soap enter into our eyes. It is not possible, and it's not going to be possible. So let us think the way forward. And this message is for everybody, not only for Igbos. If you are a Yoruba, you are an Efik, you are Hausa, you need to rethink, because the people who make this constitution don't want, they are not of the interest of you, but for their own benefit, for their own selfish interest. That was why they have to make all these things. And they are still alive, enjoying that 1999 constitution. Somebody like Absalam Abubakar, IBB, Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, they are still alive. And the fruits, or rather, the fruit which they have planted have germinated and bear a lot of fruits. And that is what we are seeing today. I would not like to stretch this too much. Let me just take a few comments and then we round up. Chris said, Maxi Igboayaka, you are in line with the quest and aspirations of the Igbo race and Biafra in general. Keep it up. One for Igbo. Cosmos also said, what is the way forward? That is what you ask. Well, I know they finish. What is the way forward? A very straight question. And according to Mishak, he said, very true. In fact, this your point makes sense. Die. Let me not stretch it more. I don't want to take too much of your time. Just a very short message. Tell me what you think concerning this matter at the comment section of this video. At the end, may God see us through. Na fanna na nwa na nke mo nso ise